Damn it, freak box!
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Well, let's be honest, mostly gentlemen, and some ladies, shout out to you. Hope everyone is ready today because boy have we got a great video. When people are in their 20s, they often get bombarded with the classic advice. Work hard, keep yourself in good shape, get a good job, save money, go to college, etc. And all this stuff's important, but there's one big piece of advice that many people choose to ignore or push to the side, and this is dating. In 2024, dating has become a brutal, challenging, and mentally draining endeavor. Society nowadays is checked out of dating. Many people choose to neglect it or abandon this part of their lives entirely during this important decade that is your 20s. According to Pew, people are more single now than ever before, with the rise in single people going from 30% to 40% since 1990, and the percent of people married declining by 15% during the same time frame. Another troubling stat is that 40% of people in the 18 to 49 age group report being uninterested in a romantic relationship altogether, just not wanting to date at all. These are very concerning numbers. Even though the person you end up marrying is probably the biggest decision you'll ever make in your life, nobody ever says prioritize dating. Actually, people prioritize everything besides that. They prioritize the pursuit of money, hookup culture, and more self-destructive habits at the expense of more important things. Today we will discuss dating culture, why people are deciding not to participate, and then discuss why I think dating is an extremely important thing for people to do in their 20s. So let's get started. Before we discuss, I thought I'd provide some background on myself. I'm thankful to be in a happy and loving relationship now, but it wasn't always that way for me. I've had a few girlfriends since high school, and in the last 5 years, I've really got a good taste of what it was like to date as a single 20-something male. And I can tell you, it's brutal out there. I was never a Chad. I was always a very small and skinny kid in high school, and I also went to an all-guys school, which didn't help at all. Because of this, I didn't even talk to a single female until I was 16 or 17, essentially, so I got a very late start. After high school, I dated mostly throughout college, but found myself single after a long-distance relationship when moving to a big city after landing a new job in my early 20s. In my life, it's always been a dream of mine to start a family and find that perfect person to settle down with. So I saw dating as a very important thing for me to do. For my plan of attack, I downloaded the apps, became more active on social media, joined a bunch of groups through my job, church, or hobbies, and I began meeting people and eventually asking people on dates. I wasn't having much success, and it began to take a toll on me. Many stale dates, some rejection, lots of money spent, getting my feelings hurt, hurting other people's feelings, political and religious differences, there's all sorts of things. Because I deemed my mission so important, I felt like I needed to continue. But it felt like I was forcing myself to do it and just dragging myself through the texting, the social media, and the dates. My heart was not in it, and I began to feel emotionless going through these dates. Later in the year, I decided to stop going on dates altogether to give myself a break from it, just checking out of it for the moment. During this time, I focused more on relaxing and having fun, which improved my mood by putting less pressure on myself. And then on a vacation with my family when I wasn't looking for it, I met that special someone who I'm with today. The struggle was worth it. But believe me when I say I can relate to people when they say that dating's terrible nowadays, and I understand why people are backing out of it. So it might be obvious to some, why aren't people dating anymore? I can think of many reasons. First up, let's talk about the cost. Dating has gotten expensive. Think about it, dinner, drinks, movies, maybe even a weekend getaway. The cost adds up fast, and in today's economy, this can be a huge deterrent. When people are juggling rent, student loans, and just trying to get by, dropping serious cash on a date night might not be at the top of the list. Let's be honest too, as a man, you're usually expected to pay for a lot of the dates in the beginning, which adds to the expensiveness. Another big factor? People play too many games. We're talking about mixed signals, ghosting, waiting 3 days to text back, and all of that nonsense. Almost everyone participates to a degree, whether you like to admit it or not. Oh, she took 4 hours to reply to my text, so I'm going to take 5 hours to reply. It just seems like dating's turned into some kind of mind game where people are more focused on winning than actually getting to know the other person. It's frustrating, and honestly, it's turning a lot of people off. It's a large time commitment already to set these dates up and invest emotional energy into. We don't need to add these games on top of it. Another reason people have checked out of dating. People have unrealistic standards. Dating at times has felt like a rat race, especially online dating. You know that every attractive girl you swipe right on will have hundreds of people liking their profile. So if you're just a normal guy like me, how do you even stand out? Because of this, we're naturally held to high standards. Now, this isn't necessarily a bad thing, but not all of us are 6'5", come from a trust fund, work in finance with blue eyes. And let's not forget just the brutality of these apps. Whether it's online dating or just meeting people in real life, it's tough no matter what. Intense competition is inherently baked into dating. The pressure to be perfect, the endless swiping, the fear of rejection, it's all exhausting. For many, it's easier to just opt out of it altogether than to face the harsh realities and stress of today's dating scene. Another reason, the religious and political divide. Studies show that men are getting more conservative while women are getting more liberal in recent times, and I believe this strongly contributes to the dating divide. When I've dated girls with opposing political beliefs as me, it always created this kind of bad tension and conflict. It's just impossible to get away from politics no matter how much you try in today's society. Society is also less into organized religion nowadays, which I believe made dating easier for the generations before us. It gave our grandparents common values to stand upon. With people's values being so different nowadays, it makes it harder for a serious relationship to succeed. Another reason, hookup culture is becoming more popular. There are people who could easily get into a relationship if they tried, but they opt into hookup culture instead. This is treating everyone as a body, just looking to have temporary fun and then ditch people. I believe hookup culture to be very self-destructive and a grave mistake people can make. It's shallow, makes you into an object, may be fun for some time, but it always catches up to you in one way or another. So given all of this, we see that dating can be very challenging for your mental health. High rejection, incompatibility, heated atmosphere with politics and social media, etc. It's also expensive, so why bother with it? With all this BS that you have to put up with just to have a small chance at finding someone, why should we even bother to do this? I think about the important people in my life. My parents, my grandparents, and they all had amazing marriages, and it was a great example for me to look up to. When you ask old people, people in their final phases of life, what made them happiest in life, what do they usually say? They usually don't say it's the money they made, the things they bought, the people they hooked up with, but they often talk about their family, their kids, their spouse, how much they love them, and the people in their lives. Stats from the National Library of Medicine revealed a conclusive truth about marriage benefits and outcomes for all people involved. Studies show that people derive great meaning from kids and family. Marriage is better for your physical, financial, and mental health. If you're married, you're more likely to be part of a community, more likely to be responsible with money, and less likely to commit crime. These are not true in all scenarios, but are the most likely outcomes. People who are single divorced with kids are way more likely to be in poverty or have to resort to crime just to get by. Another big thing, marriage is much better for the kids. All available data shows that kids with two-parent households have more financial stability, better health overall, and just many more benefits. Being with someone and raising a family is a great way to finding a meaning and a purpose, and it builds something with someone. People struggle with purposelessness nowadays, and family is a great way to help that out. It means that you're not living for yourself anymore. If you find the right person, and that's a big if, the payoff and upside from this is so big that it's impossible to ignore. Happily married people are living in heaven on earth. You should strive to do life together with someone. Despite its downsides, I believe that dating is extremely, extremely important. It's one of the most important decisions you can make in your life, and it's just frustrating that people aren't putting as much effort into it nowadays. It can make you very, very happy when you do it right, and the upside is incredible and worth all the crap that you have to put up with. So let's talk about what you can learn from dating. Even if you haven't found that person yet, there are many life lessons you can learn from dating. For me, although it was very challenging, I learned a lot about myself, and I learned how I behave in a variety of situations, had some cool experiences, and discovered what I liked in a partner. You learn about handling rejection. Now, don't get me wrong, the first few are terrible, and you feel awful about yourself and wonder what you can do better, but eventually, you just kind of get used to it. You accept rejection as part of the game, and this helps build resiliency in all areas of life. You also learn about what you want in a partner. I learned many things from my dating experience. For example, do you want to date an introvert or an extrovert? Do you want them to be career-driven or more laid back? Do you want to date someone who's conservative or liberal in their beliefs? Everyone has different preferences, but sometimes you don't know what you want until you're in that moment living it with somebody. Date people so that you can decide what type of person works for you. Dating's also a skill to learn and something you can improve and get better at, especially when you're still looking. So my final advice, get back out there. Keep the lines open. Be on the apps, attend events, pick up some hobbies where you can meet people, and prioritize it as you would other things. Don't let it take over your life, and take breaks from it once in a while, but make sure it's an important thing if finding someone and having kids is important to you. If you're single, get in the game. If you're dating, make sure you're dating intentionally and not just dating a person because they're hot or because they live close by. Things can change at any moment. For example, my cousin was just like me, frustrated with his dating life, and one day he found the love of his life from a simple swipe on his phone. And just like that, his life changed instantly. You never know what's going to happen. Keep your head up, get out there, and remember, dating is important. Thanks for listening. Hope you found this helpful. Remember to leave a like and sub if you like this kind of stuff. Peace out and good luck in your dating journey.